Do you binge eat on holidays only to come home and think, that's it, my holiday's over, I need to start fresh, and think you need to go on a diet? The What's Eating You podcast is a series of mental health topics that are designed to make you think, learn, educate, and validate. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the What's Eating You podcast with your host and psychologist, Stephanie Giorgio. And what a time it is for this episode, because I've recently been traveling. I was in Bali for 9 days and then I went to Brisbane. And let me tell you, there was food on top of food on top of food and opportunities to have lots of alcohol. There were buffet breakfasts and I was exposed to absolutely everything. And years ago, let me tell you what the old Steph would have done. Oh my gosh, I've paid $50 for this buffet. I need to make the most of it. I'm going to eat all the donuts, all the sweets, all the foods. I'm going to order everything off the menu and then I won't eat for the rest of the day. I'll be so full. I won't eat for the rest of the day. And you know what? This holiday is only once. So when I go back, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be different. When I go back from holiday, I'm going to get back into exercise and healthy eating. And, I'm on holiday, so I'm going to let myself go. And then when I get back, I'll deal with it. Who has felt this way? Put a hand up. Who still thinks this way? Put a hand up. In fact, who still thinks I'm going on a holiday, I need to lose a few kilos or get beach body ready or holiday ready? People have this mentality that they need to prepare for a holiday by losing weight. And it is ridiculous. You deserve a holiday. You deserve a break at any weight, shape, and size. Now imagine going on a holiday without thoughts that you need to lose weight before this holiday. Do you know how freeing it is? And then imagine having a holiday that feels good to you. You feel balanced. You don't feel the need to overeat. You don't feel the need to, quote unquote, make the most of the food and alcohol, because when you go back, you're not going to have it again. Imagine feeling and thinking that you can have these foods any day of the week. Imagine going back from holiday and you haven't plunked on the kilos. You're not worried about the weight gain. You're like, okay, I'm back. Let's get back into it. Imagine if holiday eating was just an extension of your regular life. Well, today I'm going to give you 5 tips and strategies to completely change the way you think about your holiday, your body, and your relationship with food. So let's get into it. All right. Number 1 is this. I want you to tell yourself, I don't need to lose weight before my holiday. I'm going to find bathers that suit me and my body, and I'm going to go on this holiday just as I am. So you're going to talk yourself up to this point, and you're going to tell yourself, my holiday is an extension of my life. It's not a permission slip to go absolutely wild and crazy. I can go wild and crazy now if I really want. Now, the second thing is, when you get to your holiday, it's nothing special. The buffet is nothing special. The fact you have unlimited food, unlimited donuts, unlimited menu items is nothing special. I want you to tell yourself, I can eat this today. I can eat this tomorrow. There is nothing inherently special about this. I can eat it now, sure, but I can stop when I'm full. So I want you to take holiday eating, holiday drinking, buffets off this magic pedestal, and I want you to create food neutrality, because the way you talk to yourself about food is what controls your actions when it comes to food. You see, people try to control their relationship with food with their actions. They try to restrict or they binge eat, but it's actually the words you say to yourself that really count. Now, my rule of thumb is this. I'm always active on holidays because being active is a part of my life. Sure, there's flexibility. There's days where I won't train, or there's days where I'll walk more, or there's days where I'll go do a fitness class. But it's really important, no matter where you are on your food freedom journey, to have some level of activity in your life, especially for your mental health. If you do absolutely no exercise, start somewhere. Start with walks. Start by doing something you feel comfortable with, because if you do not exercise at all, or move your body at all, it is going to put you at risk for a lot of other mental health concerns. So the first thing is, don't think of a holiday off doing any type of movement or activity. I think it's really great to move your body on holiday. You get to go sightseeing, see different things, connect with other people, and explore, which you may not potentially do. So continue to be active while you're away. If you currently go to a gym or you currently go to an F45, see what gyms are around your area where you're traveling to. Is there one in your hotel room? Is there an F45? I love going to different F45s and sussing them out. Is there a cool gym? I feel so motivated and inspired going to a completely different gym and just doing a freestyle workout. I'm not on some hardcore program, but just training in a new environment can feel really inspiring, and you'll meet like-minded people. If you're listening to this thinking, oh my God, Steph, I could never set foot in a gym, trust me, on holidays, it's different. People are so welcoming and so warm, and I challenge you to book into a class and try something. A class is great because you've got an instructor there to help you with technique, help you with the exercises, and you'll be with like-minded people who you may just make friends with, and who knows, have a dinner together. So have a plan to continue exercise on your holiday. And like I said, it doesn't need to be extreme, doesn't need to be every day, but make that a priority for yourself. The second thing is, know that your appetite, your needs, and your cravings may change on holiday, and that is okay. So for example, I was very hungry early in the morning, and the buffet was from 7 to 10, and I thought I need to take advantage of this. So I would often have 2 breakfasts. I would get up at 7, go have my almond latte, have an omelette with a piece of toast, and that's how I would start my day. Whereas back home, I would go exercise fasted because that's what works for me, and usually I don't leave enough time, and have my BCAAs and then come home, then have my breakfast. So be flexible to different eating patterns, different appetite, and different foods. And if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're someone who really struggles to be flexible with food, or you're a little bit on the restrictive side, start to be open and mindful, because especially if you're going to a country like Bali, nothing's what it seems. They've got a lot of alternatives and they do have almond milk now, but you are going to have to be open to having different types of foods. So keeping that in mind is to be flexible around your needs when you are eating and what you are eating. If you're listening to this thinking, this is me, but I just don't know how to change my relationship with food, don't worry, I've got you. I've developed the ultimate 12-week program that is evidence-based. It is called Food Freedom Transformation. It starts really soon, so if you think this could be suitable for you, download my free binge tracker below and book a one-on-one call with me. It's absolutely free, where we can discuss your concerns and whether the program would be a right fit for you. Remember, your relationship with food doesn't change unless you change something. I'll see you in the call. The third thing is to tune into your body. Actually pay attention. There were days I was eating and I was thinking, this is so yum, but I am so full. So for example, this one cafe I absolutely am obsessed with, they do these delicious protein waffles. And I noticed they have 3 sizes now, whereas when I used to go, it was a large size. And this was back in the day where I was training a lot. I actually went with my friend who was a bodybuilder, and I was eating like a bodybuilder, but I wasn't a bodybuilder. So we would have like our meal and then we'd have a protein waffle, and it was a lot. And as I get older, my appetite has sort of changed. So I ordered the medium-sized waffle, and I thought, you know what, if I'm still hungry, I can get more later. And this is a great mentality to tell yourself, because often our eyes are bigger than our needs and our eyes are bigger than our stomach. So say to yourself, I can order more after. Especially when you're at a new restaurant or a cafe, you want to order all the things. And I'm so guilty of this. I will get every single entree because I want to try everything. But it's okay to order less and say, if I'm hungry, I can order more, rather than ordering heaps and feeling really sick and full. So remember, talk to yourself from an abundant mindset mentality. There is always going to be more. Now, I want to talk about buffets for a moment, because after Bali, I was also in Brisbane and it was expensive to do the W Hotel buffet breakfast. I think it was $50 a person. And I would not eat that money's worth. But in the past, I was like, I got to make the most of this. I got to eat all the foods. But I think I literally just had an omelette, 2 pieces of toast, some peanut butter, and a coffee. And that was it. So I don't change my eating around societal expectations. If I'd wanted to have pancakes and waffles and muffins, 100% I would have. But I eat what I want and what I need, as opposed to, I need to make the most of this because I'm paying $50 for this buffet. The food's always going to be there, right? But if you're someone who's gone through a dieting history or a dieting mentality, it's really likely that you've taught your brain not to be abundant around food, and that food is scarce, and that muffins and waffles and pancakes are no foods and bad foods. And if you're going to eat them, you're stuffed up and you might as well binge. Whereas you want to really create abundance around that food. You can have it whenever you like. It's nothing special. So going back to that experience of ordering the medium waffle, and I was so full by the middle of it. And I would sometimes be shy to say to people, oh my God, I'm so full, like even after half you've eaten. But I was just really honest, and I was like, this is really filling. And I finished most of it, but I left a couple of bites. And it's okay to leave bites on your plate and say, I'll come back to this if I'm hungry. So what we want to do is we really want to practice putting our fork down between it and engaging in the conversation of who we're with. When we've gone through disordered eating or an eating disorder, or when we're eating a food that maybe doesn't align with who we think we have to be, such as pancakes or a dessert, we tend to eat it very rapidly. And when we eat very rapidly, that can actually affect our digestion. So I want you to take your time and really enjoy what you're eating. Taste every mouthful, chew every mouthful, engage in the conversation, and treat this like an experience, an eating experience. It's not just a bunch of food you just got to get down your throat. This is an experience and a moment in time that I'm going to cherish and sit with. And ask yourself, if this was the last mouthful, would I be psychologically satisfied, and would I be physically satisfied? And if the answer is, yeah, I really enjoyed this, then stop eating. Put your fork down and say, I can come back to this later. Yeah, you want to talk to yourself as if food is always available. It is always abundant. You know what? If I want more protein waffle, I can Uber it to my apartment, or Gojek. They use Gojek in Bali. It's always going to be there, and it's okay. Now, the next tip is alcohol. I rarely drink alcohol. Here and there, I might have a glass, but obviously when you're on holiday, people drink a lot and people drink excessively, and that's okay. Don't feel you need to drink, and actually ask yourself, say, do I feel like drinking? Because there was a few nights we went out and all the girls would have drinks and it'd be all cool and awesome and yay, drinks. But I would say, do I actually want to drink? No, I actually just really want water. And I would drink water. And you know what? No one has a problem with it. No one cares if you're drinking or not. And I know this may be different for everyone, and people may comment on why you're not drinking and just say, oh, I just don't feel like it. And that's okay. And I've just really come to realize that I don't value drinking that much. But drinking, I guess, is one of those things in society that's very normalized. Everyone does it and there's nothing wrong with it. But I want to tell you that if you don't feel like drinking, don't drink because everyone else is drinking. Actually tune into your body and say, what do I feel like? What do I feel like physically in my body? Does my body crave water? Does it crave sparkling water? Or maybe it does want a mojito. What does my mind crave psychologically? What do I crave emotionally? And now you're on holiday and you have the time, space, and energy. Tune in to your body and its needs. And when you actually start to ask yourself and question your hunger, question your needs, question what you feel like, you are going to learn so much about your body and your needs. And the final tip is look out for all or nothing thinking. If you're on holiday and you're like, screw it, I'm just going to go wild and when I go back, I'll diet. Stop that. Ask yourself, what do I actually want in this moment? How would I act if I wasn't going all overboard? I can have this anytime I'm back home. I'm not going to go on a diet when I'm back home. That's not an option. And it actually makes returning home so much more pleasurable. When you tell yourself, I don't have to diet when I go home. I don't have to lose weight after this holiday. Do you know how relieving that feels? The reason people get post-holiday blues is because it's self-imposed. Oh, I've got to return to work, got to eat clean again. Not at all. Take inspiration from what you've eaten on your holiday and say, you know what, I'm going to try to recreate these meals at home. I'm going to try rest more. I'm going to meditate more. Maybe I'll join a new gym. Use what you enjoyed from your holiday as inspiration to implement into your life going forward. And I promise if you do this, your holiday is going to be so enjoyable and you're going to feel happy, you're going to be fulfilled, and a holiday won't feel like the break and release that you need from your day-to-day life. I hope these tips have been helpful. So in summary, remember, a holiday is not a break from a diet and a moment where you can go wild just to diet again. 2, keep active and move on your holiday. Join a new gym and step out of your comfort zone. 3, ditch the all or nothing mentality when it comes to the buffet. Start with a nutritious meal such as, your toast, your carbs, your protein, your egg, and then final that with a dessert. That's a great rule of thumb. Start with the nutritional meal and then end with the treat. But it's fine. If you want to start with the pancakes, that's okay too. The next tip is notice how you feel when it comes to alcohol. Don't drink because you feel pressured to, and it's absolutely okay to miss out on a night of drinking. And the final tip is ditch the dieting mentality when you come home. Resume your regular life and try to implement foods, drinks, or dishes that you really enjoyed on your holiday in your day-to-day life. Remember, holiday should be an extension of your life that you already love. If you don't already love your life, reflect on what it is that you need to change. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, take a screenshot, leave a rating, a review. I will always read them, and I really appreciate you being here today. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode on the What is Eating You podcast. That's all for now. See you soon.